Gennifer, it's great to see you. I know this must have been
great to be with you.
It must have been wild for you to watch this over the last few days all over again. Just your initial reaction to watching him. He clearly got the body language. He had the arms crossed. He was
right.
It was very angry that this reporter asked him kind of some fairly logical questions. I would imagine.
Right. Right. Well, my first impression was he's just not as good a liar anymore as he used to be. He's not on his game where that's concerned. I think Bill is afraid. I'm advocating that Bill be prosecuted for his sex crimes, just like Harvey Weinstein has been arrested and Bill Cosby is about to be sentenced. Why not Bill Clinton? He's nervous. That's why he's acting that way. And probably has some health problems, and it's affected his ability to respond as well as he used to be and tell lies as good as he used to.
Well, you were a young woman, 27 years old, when you first, got involved with him. He was married,
right.
and you were not, and you started having this relationship. At some point, you've now decided that it became a non-consensual harassment relationship, which doesn't really comport with how you originally classified this. So now, how are you all these years later claiming that it was non-consensual at some point?
It's very interesting because back in 1977, when I met Bill, we didn't have the laws to protect us. We as women, I was in the workplace in a man's world. I just had to do the best that I could. When I first met Bill Clinton, it was when I was sent out on my first story by myself after my training with my cameraman. He came on to me that night. I told him to knock it off. He proceeded to continue to come on to me for 3 months before I decided that I wanted to have a relationship with him, which at that point was consensual. But in today's standards, and in hindsight, it was definitely sexual harassment. I was a little bit ashamed to admit that because, in a way, I felt guilty because I was a willing participant at a point. So I felt guilty about saying that I was sexually harassed in the beginning, but I definitely was. Absolutely.
When you say you want him prosecuted, when you say you want him prosecuted, Gennifer,
why not?
Not for what? Because with sexual harassment, that's a civil case. But for a criminal prosecution, are you referring to Juanita Broderick, obviously?
Absolutely, Juanita. He raped Juanita. I've met Juanita. She is a beautiful person. Like Hillary, I wanted to be in denial. I wanted to deny that these things could happen because I felt like that wasn't the person that I had known. But when I met her the first time and realized that she was a very genuine person and had no reason to lie about that, I had to come to terms with the fact that he was very capable and did do that. Why shouldn't he be prosecuted for rape as Bill Cosby has and Harvey Weinstein was just arrested? Why shouldn't he be? Why don't they arrest Hillary as a co-conspirator? Because she has allowed him. She has been the person that has let him go, and the enabler that has let him go and do what he's done to women.
By the way, we reached out to the Clinton Foundation, to Bill Clinton's personal attorney, David Kendall, about this story and about your new allegations, and we did not get a response. So we did attempt to do that.
Of course not.
Bill Clinton said this. I want to play a little snippet from Bill Clinton. This was also from this New York event last night. Let's watch.
Okay.
I support the Me Too movement, and I think it's long overdue. And I have always tried to support it in the decisions and policies that I've advanced.
He says he genuinely supports the Me Too. He supports the Me Too movement, Gennifer, and he wants people to believe him at this point.
Now that's the fourth biggest lie, and that's the fourth biggest lie. And you know some of what the others are. He would say that, of course. what would he say but that he is in support of it? He's been a huge abuser of the Me Too movement. And I would like for the Me Too movement to be so kind as to recognize myself and Paula and Juanita and Kathleen and many, many other women starting many years ago that have come out with claims of sexual harassment from Bill Clinton. They haven't given us any respect as far as I'm concerned. We're the Me Not movement. That's what we are.
Why do you think they haven't?
It just seems like that the Clintons are bulletproof, that it doesn't matter what they do, they seem to get away with things, and this would be another instance of that. He hasn't been held accountable. And
how are you doing in your life?
I don't know. That's a good question. Why? Why we've
I think
been
it's
so
political. A
ignored.
lot of people
I'd like
think
to
the
know
Me
the
Too
answer
movement.
to that.
Yeah, I think the Me Too movement there's a lot of good stuff going on, but sadly, a lot of it is
I agree.
politicized. A lot of it is politicized, and
Very
so people
much
like
so.
Juanita Broderick, they don't count. People like Kathleen Willey, they don't count. How are you doing, by the way? We're out of time, but how are you doing? And after all these years, you look great, by the way. But how are you doing?
Thank you. God bless you. Oh, and I love you, by the way. I'm a big fan. I'm doing fine. Getting ready to do a little reboot of my book, and I lost my mother in July of last year, so that's been a huge thing to overcome. But I'm doing good, and thank you for asking. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Gennifer. We really appreciate your perspective, and the Clintons, they never do seem to go away, and we appreciate it.